Hi guys, this is T the King. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and with the game a month away from coming out, I want to talk about MK1 and make a kind of story mode predictions wish list. Now, we've already seen some leaks and basically know what the base roster will look like. So my list won't be focused on characters I want to be in the game. I'll mainly talk about my headcanon and how I see Liu Kang's new timeline playing out. Starting with my first wish, I want the Scorpion and Sub-Zero beef to be brought back. These characters, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, are some of the two most iconic rivals in video games, and they've been at each other's necks for basically 30 years, spanning multiple games from the early arcade era to the Midway Games era and throughout MK9 and MKX. In recent years, they more or less put their differences aside, starting towards the end of MKX and culminating with them making peace with each other in MK11. But now with the timeline being reset by Liu Kang after the absolute ass beating he put on Kronika, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are now brothers. It would make sense to bring that rivalry back, especially with Sub-Zero's bio making it seem like he's taking a more aggressive approach with defending Earthrealm by trying to rule it as opposed to Scorpion's more traditional protector role. I definitely see them clashing potentially on their differing views on defending Earthrealm. Okay, so next on the list is Smoke. This character is definitely a personal favorite of mine, and I was pretty excited to see him confirmed for MK1. Smoke is hands down my favorite MK character and was my main in the first Mortal Kombat I ever played. So if I was to make one wish for story mode, it would be for Smoke to stop getting hoed. To me, Smoke is the best ninja hands down. He can teleport, he has cool powers, and a cold ass design. And on top of that, his catchphrase is iconic.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Along with that, his combos and inputs are cold. But outside of him being easily one of the best ninja characters competitive wise, Smoke has often been treated like the ugly girl in a friend group when you compare him to the other ninja characters such as Scorpion and Sub-Zero. For instance, in the OG timeline, he was human for one game and then was forcibly turned into a cyborg by the Lin Kuei and was mostly sidelined in the Midway Games era until Armageddon, where he died off screen in the battle between the forces of the light and darkness. Then in the new timeline, we see him escape his fate of becoming a cyborg with the help of Raiden, only to be holed by Sindel. After this vicious ass beating at the hands of Sindel, we would never again see Smoke do anything slightly impactful, essentially becoming the Anthony Bennett of Mortal Kombat. Smoke would go from interesting character to useless jobber in MKX, and then not appear in MK11. So all I ask for MK1 is that Smoke gets his time in the spotlight and at least stays human for 2 games. So, for my next wish, I personally really like this character and I want her to have more of a presence in story mode. She's officially been confirmed as a cameo fighter and she is a fan favorite. Despite this, Serena as a character has largely been underutilized, even back in the OG timeline. She originally made her first appearance as one of Quan Chi's assassins sent to kill Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero in MK mythologies. They eventually formed a close bond after Bi-Han frees her from Quan Chi in the Netherrealm, where she subsequently teams up with the side of the light in Armageddon to die in the battle. In the reboot timeline, she appears in MKX to help the Special Forces raid the Netherrealm in Jax's story mode chapter in MKX. Although very brief, Serena's appearance excited fans of the Midway era, as before this Serena was largely absent from the franchise for years. For a little while it looked like it would be some time before you would see her again, but with her being a fan favorite and now being featured as a cameo in MK1, it gives her a chance to be more involved within the plot than ever before. I personally want to see her character get fleshed out more and have her and Bi-Han's relationship explored further in this new era. Not only would it make Serena a better character, but Bi-Han as well, considering we haven't seen them interact on screen together since the Midway games. So this last one is more of a prediction than a wish. If y'all weren't aware already, Reiko has already been confirmed through leaks. Now this is my own personal headcanon from trailers, but listen and hear me out. We all know that Sindel is currently the queen of Outworld, with Kitana and Melina being the princesses of Outworld. But in the OG timeline, Reiko was introduced in MK4, who was a ruthless Outworld general who loyally served Shao Kahn, the previous big bad and ruler of Outworld in the OG and reboot timelines of MK. After gaining his favor from showing his prowess in battle, in the new timeline, after Shao Kahn's fall and the defeat of Shinnok at the hands of Johnny Cage, Reiko teamed up with Havoc in order to ascend to become a blood god via the Kamidoku, powerful blades that give its wielder the ability to tap into blood magic, ultimately coming into conflict with Outworld and Earthrealm. Knowing Reiko's history, I think him serving Sindel but secretly plotting to gain her throne and being the main antagonist of the game would be right in line with his character and make for a really compelling story while also bringing back a fan favorite character, and maybe, who knows, we may see him team up with Havoc again. Well, that's it, guys. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. I know a lot of YouTubers say that shit, y'all usually just ignore it, but please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what y'all want to see in MK1 in the comments. I'll definitely be uploading more MK content as we get closer to the release. Anyways, I'm out.